Hello everyone, welcome back to another Summer's War video, and in this video we are going to talk about the Second Awakened monsters and how important they are to a player in the game. First off, Second Awakened monsters are 3-star monsters that were selected by the developers to undergo a second awakening, improving their stats and pretty much reworking their skills. And to second awaken these monsters, you have to go into Dimensional Hole, and each of these dimensions actually correspond to a monster family that you can second awaken. But to enter said dimensions, you have to use a Dimensional Hole energy, which is a bit of a scarce resource in the game as they only refresh every 2 hours. At the start of the game, the maximum dimensional energy that you could hold is 100%, but there are buildings that you could craft to increase the maximum capacity that you could hold. Here I included one of my replays as a sample run and maybe a team that you could copy as they are easily attainable, and maybe start you to creating a team that could farm the Inugami dungeon on your own. As a side note, Second Awakened monsters are only skilled up by the same Second Awakened monsters regardless of element from the same family and Devilmon. But Devilmons are a scarce resource as well that you could only use them, or I would advise to use them on Mat 5 monsters only. For newer players, of course, there would be a limited selection of what monsters you could use to farm PvE areas, and as such, the Second Awakened monsters come in clutch as they can help you increase the probability of you finishing that dungeon run a lot smoother. Here is a list of what I believe would be the priority for newer players to Second Awaken, as these ones can help you farm your dungeons quicker. Starting with Crow, which could fill in the role of a nuker, as he is a nuker in every sense, and he can easily be ruined by either Fatal, Rage, Violent, or Vampire, and you could experiment on these, and his kit involves a Death Break and a Branding. He is mainly used on either Giants and Dragons, and provides a ton of damage. Next we have Naomi, and she is mainly used in Giants as an entry team, and she actually performs really well when it comes to water dungeons. Naomi is quite easy to rune as well, as she could be runed by either Fatal or Rage, and her passive allows her to have 100% crit rate as long as the enemy has any debuffs. Next up we have Shaman, the Light Griffin, which was also included in the recent patch for the secret dungeons, so that makes him a lot easier to obtain. He can be ruined by either Violent, Swift, or Rage set, and he is a natural Dark Tanker that can also dish out a ton of damage on his second skill, and his first skill heals his teammates by 30% of the inflicted damage. This also makes him the perfect entry damager for farming Necropolis. Following next is a Spectre, the Fire Griffin, and he is mainly used with Trials of Ascension or Dragons, as he is a natural boss killer. He can be ruined by either Violent or an entry Swift rune set, but you have to build him with some crit rate, crit damage, and accuracy, as he is a control and nuker unit. Lastly, we have Raof, the Fire Inugami, and this guy is quite useful but very unpredictable, as well as his first skill Scratch sometimes work and sometimes doesn't, depending on your luck. He can be ruined by using either Fatal, Rage, Swift, or Violent runes, and even though he is quite unpredictable, he is recommended to be used at an entry or a late game farming team for Necropolis. There are some people that also use him for guild sieges, and some other that use him for a gimmick team in RTA. That's it for this video, and hopefully this video was able to help some of you guys understand what Second Awakened monsters are and how important they are to have. And that is it with what I believe should be a priority for new players to farm with the Dimensional Hole energy and the 2A monsters. Thank you for watching, and if you like this kind of content, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel, as it could help the channel a lot. Till next time.